friends, welcome back to my channel and my craft room. If you're stuck inside during the Texas winter storm of 2026 or snowed in anywhere else right now, I hope you all are staying warm and cozy. I'm sending warm winter wishes your way and sharing a fun quick winter card today. Stick around and see how I bring one of these cozy cards to life. Okay, so for today's card project share, I'm creating a quick and easy hot foiled winter card using a mix of press plates, glimmer foiling, and dimensional stickers that come together in just minutes. I'm featuring today the Petite crisscross press plate. I just thought this was really cool. I haven't used it yet and I thought it looked like snowflakes. So it just looks really fun. And then I'm going to be using the Moments Dimensional Snowflake stickers and Simon Hurley's Wonderful Winter Sentiments Glimmer Hot Foil Plate for the sentiment. These are just perfect for adding instant texture and shine to your cards. And to pull everything together, I'm also getting out my trusty A2 Matty Basics A die set that I use all the time, plus Spellbinders' new color wheel cardstock, along with Spellbinders Glimmer foil in white and silver to give this card that crisp, cozy winter feel. The Petite crisscross press plate and the dimensional snowflake stickers were kindly sent to me by Spellbinders, while the remaining products were items I personally purchased. I'm a Spellbinders affiliate and I truly love how easy it is to create beautiful, polished cards with these products. If you ever thought hot foiling had to be complicated or time-consuming, this project is proof that you can make stunning hot foiled cards in minutes. Perfect for when you're snowed in, short on time, or just want a little crafty therapy. Okay, y'all, so here's the card I made, and as you can see, the Petite crisscross press plate and those dimensional snowflake stickers are really the stars of the show today. That press plate is just so fun. I can already tell I'm going to be reaching for it a lot now that I've actually had time to play with it. Oh my goodness, and that color cardstock, it foils beautifully. And by the way, it looks like black cardstock on camera, but it's actually a really deep blue. And let me pull up my swatch book here. It's actually indigo. So I just wanted to point that out. And let's talk about how beautifully the Spellbinders color wheel cardstock foils. It's absolutely gorgeous. Like I said, it's this white foil that I used. So pretty. And if you're into hot foiling, I highly recommend giving it a try. The hot foiling on the color cardstock. It's so fun. So without further ado, let's get on with the card making fun, y'all. I have my Spellbinders Glimmer hot foil system set up alongside my Spellbinders Platinum 6 die cutting machine. Once everything is heated up and ready to go, I place the Petite crisscross press plate face up onto the hot foil platform. Next, I lay down my white glimmer foil from Spellbinders, making sure to place the pretty side down. That's super important for a clean foil transfer. Then I add the cardstock panel. I cut it out quite big. I'm going to eventually trim it down. I want to foil right on top. So a quick tip, the Spellbinder scissors are fantastic for trimming foil. They make it really easy to get clean cuts without wasting foil. This Petite crisscross press plate from the Merry Moments collection is such a neat design. It creates an intricate background that mimics a cross-stitch pattern with a wintry snowflake feel, which I absolutely love. The plate is sized perfectly to fit an A2 standard card, adding beautiful texture without any extra effort. And just for reference, an A2 card measures 4 1/4 by 5.5 inches. Okay, so one tip I wanted to share, something I've learned when hot foiling, is how important shims are. The first time I ran this through, I didn't get the best impression, and that was simply because I didn't have enough pressure. Adding 2 paper shims made a huge difference, at least with my machine. So don't be afraid to experiment and find what works best for you. While everything is heating up, I'm just prepping my silver foil for the sentiments. That little bit of prep time makes the whole process go faster once the machine is ready. So I'm just waiting for that light to turn solid green. I also wanted to mention that cardstock choice really matters. Before I get into that, I wanted to point out this magnetic tool from Spellbinders. That's great for removing the plates from the hot foil machine. So when it comes to hot foiling, Spellbinders color wheel cardstock foils beautifully, and I've also had great results with hammer mill in the 110 pound, or sorry, it's a 100-pound cardstock, the hammer mill. It's the one with the gecko on it. Spellbinders does offer specialty cardstock specifically designed for hot foiling, and that works really well too. Once the button turns solid green, the system is ready to come off the docking station. From there, I run the entire sandwich through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine. The added shims give just the right amount of pressure to ensure a clean, even foil transfer. And here we go, y'all, for the reveal. Keeping my fingers crossed. And I love peeling back the foil. And voila, there's a perfectly hot foiled background and color cardstock. Look at that shine and texture. Check that out, y'all. Okay, so I'm just doing a little bit of multitasking here. So while everything is heating up, I'm going to remove the Petite crisscross press plate, and I'm going to switch over to my Simon Hurley Wonderful Winter Sentiments Glimmer Hot Foil plate. For the sentiments, I'm using silver foil along with hammermill cardstock, which foils beautifully, y'all. While that's heating up and doing its thing, I'm grabbing my trusty A2 Matting Basics A die set. I'm going to be using the largest die in the set. I love using the A2 Matting Basics A and B die sets for card panels and matting and layering and all the things. You know, I use those a lot in my videos. So I'm just lining that up there, and then I'm going to run it through my Platinum 6 die cutting machine to create a clean, perfectly sized card panel. One thing I really love about this Sentiment Glimmer set is that it has a coordinating thin metal cutting die that cuts all of the sentiments in one pass, which is so convenient and a huge time saver. Once the sentiments are foiled, I'll go ahead and run them through the die cutting machine as well. And just like that, we've got beautifully foiled, perfectly cut sentiments ready to go. See what a difference adding those 2 paper shims made? They really did the trick. Like I mentioned earlier, be sure to test your own machine and see what works best for your setup. Don't get discouraged if it doesn't turn out perfectly the first time. Hot foiling just takes a little practice. There is a learning curve. So once you get your setup figured out, it's honestly so much fun and such a great way to add shine and texture to your cards. One more important thing to remember when running your hot foil sandwich through the Platinum 6 is to go slowly. That part really matters. If you go too fast, things can shift and you can end up with a bumpy or uneven impression, and nobody wants that. So taking it slow helps keep everything lined up and gives you the best foil transfer possible. So I did have to redo the sentiments. I just wasn't excited about the first impression I got. So I'm redoing them here. And honestly, that's totally okay. Like I've mentioned, there is a bit of a learning curve with hot foiling. And the biggest thing is to be patient and don't give up, y'all. If you haven't used your hot foil machine in a while, I really encourage you to get it out and just play around with it. Like anything else in card making, it takes a little bit of practice. And truly, if I can do it, anyone can do it. So just waiting for that blinking light there to turn solid green. Like I said, it doesn't take long to turn green. So that's solid green. So just keeping an eye on it. And another thing you can do is you can prep for your next step or whatever while you're waiting. That's what I normally do. So I'm just running it through. All right, keeping my fingers crossed this time. All right, here's the fun part. The reveal. All right, peeling the back of silver, and voila. Check out those sentiments, y'all. There's a little bit of overfoiling, but that's an easy fix. I'm going to grab my Mono Sand eraser here. It cleans up the overfoiling really easy. This is one of those tools you absolutely want to have in your craft room toolbox if you're hot foiling. It makes a world of difference. I've also seen Yana use Spellbinders Best Ever Craft Tape to remove overfoiling. I haven't tried that trick yet, but it's definitely on my list to try next time. Okay, so here I'm just getting out the coordinating thin metal cutting die that cuts everything in one pass. I'm lining it up carefully, and today I'm not using any tape. Eventually, I do want to pick up the magic mat from scrapbook.com for my machine. That's definitely on my list. I've never used one. I really want to try it to see how it works. So for now, lining everything up just right works perfectly fine. And just like that, I now have a bunch of sentiments ready to go, not just for this card, but for future projects too, which I absolutely love. Okay, so the sentiments pop right out of the die so easily, y'all. And I really can't recommend this wonderful winter sentiment set enough by Hurley. It's such a great staple to have in your stash for Christmas and winter cards. Okay, so I'm just putting the dies back onto the magnet sheet here so I don't lose them. And y'all, next up comes a really fun part after we adhere this background. Remember I talked about switching to side folded note cards? Well, I am in the process of doing that. I love side folded note cards. I know a lot of people, when I send them the top folded, they have trouble opening them. I've talked that in a couple other videos. But I'm using the pre-done side folded note card here today. And I recently purchased a big pack of blank note cards on Amazon, so I always have them ready to go. I'd much rather spend my time creating instead of making card bases. And honestly, this just makes things so much easier, y'all. So I'm using my Spellbinders tape runner there to adhere the card panel to the card base, and I love how that background is looking. So taking a moment to line everything up nice and straight. And now for the fun part. I'm getting out the beautiful dimensional snowflakes from the Merry Moments collection. See those on the right there? I'm going to be bringing those over in just a second. So this set includes 6 charming dimensional snowflake stickers, and I absolutely love them. The top layers are acetate with a touch of glitter, which adds that prettiest sparkle without being over the top, y'all. As I'm finishing up this card, I wanted to talk a little bit about the Texas winter storm of 2026, which inspired me to make today's cards. So I live in central Texas, and we've had ice, freezing rain, something called grapple. I think that's what it's called. And maybe even a little bit of snow. Right now it's about 25 degrees in our backyard right now as I'm recording this voiceover. So honestly, today feels like the perfect day to stay inside, be cozy, and have just a nice lazy day. I think my husband is making chili in the crock pot tonight, which sounds amazing. And fun fact, this weather hasn't even bothered our 2 Shelties. They've got plenty of fur and have been outside having a blast in the cold. So I'm sending you all the warmest, coziest winter wishes. This really is a great time to hang out in your craft room or wherever you craft in your home, because we are not getting out and driving in this mess. And yes, all the grocery stores here were picked over early. Thankfully, we didn't have to deal with any of that nonsense because my husband is always prepared and we already had groceries. That said, I will never understand why people stock up on bread, milk, and eggs, TP, and paper towels during an ice storm. Like, what is that about? Somebody tell me. So that is not what I want during the mega Texas winter storm of 2026. I want the junk food. I want wine. Give me chips, popcorn, queso, nachos. That's how I'm surviving. So I wanted to share these quick and easy winter cards with y'all and encourage you to spend a little time today creating something. If you're stuck indoors, put on a good movie, binge a show, and get to card making or whatever kind of art makes you happy. Thank you all so much for watching my quick winter card video. I truly hope everyone is safe and warm. Let me know down in the comments what you are doing during this crazy weather. I'd love to hear. Thanks for being here today. Please remember to like, comment, subscribe, and do all the YouTube things. I'll see you all in the next video. Ciao for now.